Mhm. Honor, honor to everyone that's watching. Honor to everyone that's joining the chat. Honor to you all. Give me 1 second here, family. Okay. All right. Peace, love, light to you all. Peace and love to everyone. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you all are staying safe. Hope all is going well with you guys. Now, I'm getting ready to do a live later on today on D Live, right? So I want to give you guys the heads up, right? Before I start, let me state my disclaimer. I am full colon Dartman X hyphen TV. I am an Ahuak American, what you call an Arawak American from the American island of Zamaka. With that being said, this platform does not advocate for any form of terroristic activities, any form of hate speech towards anyone, any form of bigotry towards anyone. This platform is for educational purposes and to study, research, and educate upon public information as it is out there within the public, and to use the Freedom of Information Act to also bring forth information to the public. With that being said, I say peace, love, and light to you all. Now, judging by the title, right? Give me a sec here. Peace, love, and light to you. Now, we've redirected you to this. Now, judging by the title, right? I know some folks is probably thinking, yo, what is he talking about? The aliens have landed within the aliens have landed with alien laws. So no, I'm not talking about a spaceman that has appeared in from out of space, right? Oh, let me hit the screen share. I have it. I don't think I hit the screen share. Okay. There goes the screen share. All right, so yeah. So no, I'm not talking about uh 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 alien figure from outer space, right? Now, this is about the immigration system, right? Because I we were supposed to have went more in depth about the immigration system before, and I never got around to it. So we're going to get around to it today. Okay. Um, my stuff looks so okay. It's clear. I thought it was blurred. So yeah. Now, if folks don't know, right? They need your permission to deport you. Now, um original Americans. This is for this is for original Americans. This is for Americans who originated in the American hemisphere, meaning the Negroes of America, okay? Whose ancestors manifested here in the Americas. All right. This is for you. This is not for anybody else. Because this does not apply to anybody else. Anyone else outside of you is a foreigner, i.e., a alien. All right. So this only goes towards the Negroid people of America, the original Negroid people of America, who they call Aboriginal Americans, who they call African Americans, who they call in Black. Okay. I'll need you guys to pay attention because now you're going to see a lot of references, a lot of shows, a lot of documentaries that will say black slaves. They no longer call you African slaves in these documentaries. They now call you black slaves, Reason being is because your ancestors didn't come from Africa. They did not come from Africa. Okay? Meaning that you are original to the American hemisphere. And everything else that you see around you is foreign. Everyone else that is coming here, that is here, is foreign to you. It's foreign to not only to you, but to this hemisphere itself. So they are alien. Now I'm gonna do a brief thing. We're gonna look up the definition of ill. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's just run the live right here. We're gonna run the live right here. We're gonna do it on D live. We're gonna do it on D live. And I have my reasons why I want to do it on the D live. But I'm gonna give you guys a brief thing to what is about to go down, right? Because deportation is a voluntary thing. It's not an involuntary thing. When you are arrested, right, and you've done your time, you've already done your time. You already paid your dues. When you are now taken from a facility, sometimes they take you from the facility before your time is up in jail or prison, right? They'll take you from that facility before your time is up. Reason being, because that means you haven't paid your full dues because they took you from there before your time is up. This is all human trafficking, and this is all if you have not committed a crime. And a crime is if you have not harmed anyone and if you have not destroyed anyone's property. Okay? If you have not done any of those things, then what they're doing to you is called human trafficking. Okay? They hold you for ransom. They get paid and believe it or not, you're paying for your own deportation. And they need your permission to deport you. It's like on the deportation form, it labels you as bond and bonded, obligor and obligee. Okay, you must understand what those words mean, the legal definitions of those words. Also, on the immigration documentations, it uses the word alien many times. You must understand what an alien is. So let's look up what an alien is, right? Sister Cherokee Tolu, honor to you. Copper Hot Step, honor. Sister T Portier, honor to you. Sister Maya's son, honor to you. Gretchen Helen, Seven God Energy, Chuck Jackson, Chaska, Chesaqua, Mama Red, Sean Allen, Donald McCord, Brooklyn Lady, Young Cherokee Peasy, Chatahaya Bell. Who else is here? Chuck Jackson. I think that's it. Miss Nia, Awake the Red Pit. Tina Turner. All right, I think that's it. So honor to you all. All right, I thank you all for joining. Sister Amina Abdullah. I feel like I'm missing somebody. It's missing. It's Donald McCord. There you go. Honor to you. All right, so we're gonna do this, right? We're gonna we're gonna go into the etymology first, right? Damn, it wasn't typing. I'm here typing away, and I thought it was typing. Oh man, yeah. Today was such a good day, y'all. I'm telling y'all, like today was such a good day. You know what I mean? Today was just can't complain about today. It was such a wonderful day. Like the cold weather didn't even bother me not one bit. Okay. So alien. Now look what an alien is. Like when I in my old lives, when I first started my channel, I used to tell you guys, yo, it's when they're talking about aliens, they're not talking about this 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 source from outer space. That's not what they're talking about. That all of that is distraction to keep you distracted from what a true alien is. A true alien is a foreigner. That is what a true alien is. Anything that is outside of you and outside of your hemisphere is alien. Okay, so when they talk about alien invasion, they literally talk about colonization. All right, that's what they're talking about. An alien invasion is always forced. Colonization is something that happens by the means of using force. Okay, when they talk about foreigners, they talk about aliens. All one and the same. So alien, the etymology of alien, right? One of the etymologies of alien. Let's go into it. From the 1300s, strange, foreign. From Old High French, alien, strange, foreign. As a noun, an alien, stranger, foreigner. From Latin alienus, or of or belonging to another, not one's own. Foreign, strange. Also as a noun, a stranger, foreigner. Adjective from alias, another, other, different from pi root al, beyond. The reason why that is important is because immigration services marks you as alien. To you, the Negroid people of the Americas, i.e., Nova Scotia, Canada, i.e., South America, i.e., North America, i.e., the West Indies, right? Now, people hear me talking and say, oh, he don't know he's talking about. What does he mean the West Indies is America? You don't know what you're talking about. The West Indies is America. And I hear a lot of platforms talk about immigration and they all just muck it up and have not done any research. They literally go with the he said, she said that they heard from this corporate person and retranslated it back to you like what the corporate person put out there, but they haven't went and gone and done their own research. Now, if you are from anywhere in the West Indies, i.e., the Caribbean, what they call the Caribbean, and you are of Negroid descent, meaning what they call a black person, black or brown person, right? If you are of that, yeah, and your ancestors comes from the West Indies, comes the West Indies, the American hemisphere. When you look at the maps, the original maps of America, when you go back to the story of Columbus, and they're saying Christopher Columbus came to America. He went to 4 places. He only went to 4 islands. Okay. What they call now Jamaica is one of them. Cuba and Haiti. It's either Barbados or Bahamas. I think it's Barbados is the other one. I'm not. It's either Barbados or Bahamas, but those 4. Okay. Now, when you look at the old maps, when they're talking about America, they put the 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 West Indies in that category with the mainland. Okay, so portions of the West Indies, which is in mostly North America and Central, and parts which is also in South America. All right. So if you are from the islands and you come here to the mainland and you are being deported, now another thing, you got to pay attention to the immigration forms that you look when you're looking at them, because there's something very clear that it shows you that they're not deporting you from America, because they can't deport a West Indian, right? And when I say a West Indian, I'm talking about an original West Indian. I'm not talking about the coolie people or the Caucasians who came to the West Indies, whose ancestors came and colonized the West Indies and then trying to call themselves West Indians. No, they're foreigners. Those are aliens disguising as you. Okay? That's what you call body snatchers. All right? That's what you call clones. Okay? The Clone War. Now you're getting what they mean by Star Wars, when they talk about the Clone Wars. All right? Matter of fact, look, we're just gonna do the live right here, right now. Forget it. We're gonna do the live right here, right now. Let me pull up all my stuff and let's get into it. I was gonna do it on D Live, but we're here. We're doing it now. Let's get it in. Okay. If you have family members that fears certain portions of deportation and stuff. And if you have family members that was deported, tell them to stay tuned to this live. If they still have their documentations, you know, just pay attention to certain things. You know what I mean? So this is for educational purposes. All right. This is for educational purposes and entertainment purposes also as well. All right. So let's get into it. Let me pull up my stuff. Let me pull up all my stuff. Give me a sec here. Boom, boom, boom. Give me a second. Because I was going to do it on the D Live. But we'll just get it in here. Sonata still got a platform going. All right. Let me pull up these. I'm gonna open up these documents. Give me a sec. All right. Okay. Give me a sec. I'm going to have to. Hit back to screen share. Okay. I got the documents opened up. All right. Get off of this here. So now look, we're going to go through some of these forms, some of these documents, right? And then let me change over the screen share to the other screen, to the other screen. Give me a second. Because I really need y'all to understand what's been going on. Okay, so just show you guys, I started pulling up these docs from from the the ice.gov/forms website. All right, that's ice.gov/forms. All right, so I got it from the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement site. This is where these documents came from. All right, this is one, two. I'm missing one. Okay, so this is a form right here, right? So those who went through deportation might also be familiar with this form. Okay, it says Department of Homeland Security, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, notification of departure of alien bonded, and they have bonded in parentheses. All right, bonded is one whom has contracted with another. That is bonded. Okay, so when I be like, me and you say me and you was having a conversation and we came up on an agreement and you're gonna be like, you want to do it, and I'm like, my word is my bond. I've contracted with you through a verbal contract, so we have bonded. Okay, by law, that's the legal definition of bonded. All right, it's literally a covenant, a contract, one whom is contracted with another. All right. Now, here on the document, it has field office address. This is also a fraud right here, because when you look up the definition of address, it has nothing to do with a location. Okay. Now the grammar on here is all wrong. So this is the law of grammar. This is fraudulent grammar that they're using on the document. That's one. It has obligor's name, bond number. All right. Now, what a bond number is, we're going to look into what a bond number is also. We're going to look up the definition of that. Then it has the bond type. What kind of bond? All right. Then it has the alien number. Now, they're marking you as the alien, right? Actually, no. They put down alien there, but once if you go and put your signature, your autograph on this document, then you've agreed to be something foreign on your own land. Okay. Now, if you pay attention to also the document, it says U.S. immigration. It doesn't say United States for America. It doesn't say USA immigration because, again, the United States is not America. The United States is not America. America and the United States is not the same thing. When you're being deported from the US, that is Washington, D.C., that is 10 square miles of the District of Columbia. That is a corporation. Okay. So they're the ones that's deporting you. They're firing you. You're being fired from their corporation. They no longer have service for you in their corporation. So they're kicking you out. Now you're wondering, what do you mean by that? Well, that bond number, a bond number is also a certificate number, and the only certificate you have is your birth certificate. So those who are from the islands, all right, if you're from what they call Jamaica, 1962, they created the JSE, the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Okay, when they created the Jamaica Stock Exchange, let's get into it. Give me a second. Hmm. JSE, right? JSE Limited to the oldest existing largest stock exchange in Africa. It is situated at the corner of Madu Street and Gwen Lane in Santon, Johannesburg, South Africa, right? That's the one in South Africa. Now, this was founded November 1887, right? That's the stock exchange in 1887. That's when it was founded, 131 years ago. Now they brought it here. Pay attention that you've been invaded by Africa and you don't even know it, right? They brought it here to Jamaica, Jamaica Stock Exchange. Let's see. And you know what? Not to lie, no lie. I did not know this that it was first founded in Johannesburg. I did not know that. That's something that I just learned new today. So now you see where the invasion also happened there. Creation of the JSE. I need y'all to pay attention, man. All right, so look. The Jamaica Stock Exchange, JSE, began its operations in 1968 and in 2015 was ranked number one performing stock exchange in the world by Bloomberg. The JSE facilities the data collection, trade execution, and accurate market analysis that Jamaica's economy needs to sustain growth and progress. Now, I can't pull it up right now, but I already showed it to you guys before in the past on past lives. I've done so many lives. Look, I don't remember which one. So, folks who's going to ask me which one, you're going to have to go through my catalog. I really don't remember which one because I've done thousands of lives so far, live streams so far, shows so far. But I have it on one of these externals. And one day when I find it, I'll reintroduce it back to you guys. But I have the documentation to show you that, again, the JSE, the Jamaica is a corporation. Jamaica has nothing to do with the land. Just like the US, the United States has nothing to do with the land. Okay? And you're pronouncing the Jamaica wrong anyway. Because again, like how you say Jorge, right? Jorge, Jonas, and that's all of those are also spelt with a J. You're pronouncing the J wrong. So it would be Jamaica, right? It'd be Jamaica, right? That's what it would be pronounced. But you're calling it Jamaica, which is a corporation. You see what I'm saying? Now we know oldest name for the land is Zamaka with an X, Xay, right? But we're just going into the proper pronunciation of stuff. So if you're going to pronounce it right, it will be Jamaica, right? How they make it sound like with a Y or an H, like it's saying Jamaica. That's how it's actually pronounced. Okay. Now, the JSE is telling you right here, the JSE, the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Once you see the NYSE, right, the New York Stock Exchange, is letting you know that New York is a corporation, and a corporation that went public. The JSE is a corporation that went public. Now, let's go back to this that we found, the Johannesburg thing, because now it makes sense right here, right? So now bear with me here, because my brain is working extra fast right now. Now it says right here, JSE Limited is the oldest existing and largest stock exchange in Africa. It is situated at the corner of Madu Street and Gwen Lane in Sandton, Johannesburg, South Africa, right? And it gives you the market cap of how much it's worth, 14.271 billion, okay, in 2016. That's how much it was pulling in. So this is big money business. It gives you the location of where it's at. Founded 8th November 1887. Now, if you go back to 1887, in Johannesburg, you'll see that was also at the pinnacle point, of the invasion of the British, when they was importing not only the Chinese, but also the coolies that you wrongfully call Hindus into that portion of the country also as well. Now, the same Europeans, the same Caucasians, and dark-skinned Africans, Hindus, and Chinese. This is why when you go and you look up in the West Indies, a lot of these political leaders, they have an Asian coolie mix look to them. Those are the Africans that came over and started this. And it was created originally in the birth certificate was brought up in 1962. Then the stock market was created in 1968. These are the same people that created this, the JSE Stock Exchange. And because they have no blood ties to the land, they couldn't call it by the name of the land, which the name of the land originally is Zamaka, and then they call it Yamahe and all different types of name all throughout history. But the corporate name, this is why they changed it to a J, because that's a corporation. That's the corporate name. So when they did that and they created this, they started telling you that the handwritten birth certificate that you had, you were supposed to turn it in to get what is a bond note, a bond certificate, right? So a bond certificate will look like wrong thing. Okay. So now I want y'all to pay attention, man, and look at your birth certificates and look at these bond papers. You see these bond papers here? You see how these bond papers look? Okay. And you see, invasions don't need physical warfare. You don't need to conquer a place through physical warfare. You just have to be real slight. You have to be real smart of how you're going about it. If you could turn a few of the people, the few can plant seeds in the majority and sway their minds or corrupt their minds unknown to them. That's what has happened to the people of the Americas. Okay? So look, these are bond certificates. Bond certificates. Right? Now, pay attention. Look at the birth certificate. Look at your birth certificate. It's a bond note. This is a bond note. It's the same thing. The only thing is it's the long form. It's a bond certificate. Okay. Now remember, I think he was called Jamaican, the dude that did this video. This video is about 6 million views right now. Right when he was telling you that Jamaicans are the Olmecs, or that that we came from South America. This video, see, he's showing it to you also here in this video here. This is his own. So that's why all of this you see was redacted here. So he wasn't showing this information. Now, when they say you are bonded, mind you, this is a bond certificate. Your birth certificate is a bond note. All right. Because everything now is also in all capital. So that's a corporate thing. All caps mean all capital. When anything is in all capital, it means business. It means dead. It means unnatural, right? It means artificial by law. This is what it means, all caps. Okay? See, sometimes you got to see visuals. All right? Now, pay attention to this also. This is the raised seal here. This is the embossed seal here. Okay? Now, on the immigration on the immigration deportation forms, it asks for an embossed seal. All right. Now, on this, where it says, look, it says bonded. That's a contract between two individuals or two parties, right? Bond type, the alien number. The alien number will be the registration number that's on your birth certificate. Okay? It will be the registration number on your birth certificate. That's the alien number. All right? Now, what makes you alien is because, again, it is a corporate document. It has nothing to do with the land. All right? It's a corporate document from a foreign entity. So, which the JSE is a foreign entity onto the island of Jamaica. All right? It's a foreign entity created by foreigners who are aliens, and then you took on their stuff. And you started identifying underneath the identity that they created, and you started going along with their birth documentations, which this birth documentation is also a death certificate because death is also in all capital. That's so when you look on tombstones, on a tombstone, it's always in all caps. The person's name is always in all caps. So this is also a death certificate also as well. Okay, it's a double-edged sword. All right. So this is what runs the JSE. This is what will also be called a surety bond. All right. This is your surety bond here. And the stock market runs off of security instruments, which is also a surety bond, which is your birth certificate. Okay. A woman can give birth to even a stillborn. Birth just means that she pushed out the baby. It doesn't mean that the baby is alive. Okay. So that's what that is. Right. So when it's talking about being bonded, now this here comes with also what is called a CUSIP number. You have to learn. You're going to have to learn how to get your CUSIP number and then contact the Oh God damn it! It's a bank. It's this bank that you got to contact, or even the I'll give you that information another time. Right now, it's too much stuff on my mind right now. I wasn't thinking about going that much into with CUSIP numbers and stuff, right? But it's a CUSIP number that also goes with this birth certificate here, right? And there is the international bank that you hit up that will give you your CUSIP number where you will have access to your birth certificate account, okay? And you can see how much your birth certificate is worth. Some people, it's worth billions. Some people, it's worth millions. Now, when they're saying bonded on the documentation and bond type, that means when you sign off on this, that they're going into they're going into this bank account here. Okay, this is a bank account. They're going into that or your social security, because it's all. It also goes back to also meaning tracking number, which your social security number is a tracking number, and also a minor account for a bank account. All right, it's also a minor account that has a substantial amount of income in it also. All right, so when they're saying bonded, they paid for your deportation. They went into your money. They went into this account. This account here. They went into that account covered your prison, the time that you spent in prison. That account, when you're in court, the prosecutor took out a bond on you. Okay, even when with the bails bondsman, all of that came out of this. So they all got paid, and then they double dip. So if you did time and you came home and they said, "Oh, you got to pay. Remember, you got to pay the bails bondsman," and you're trying to work up that money to go pay the bail bondsman. He or she was already paid already out of this account, but because they know you don't know about this, because you don't take time out to study no form of law, you just listen to what people say and you go on about your life and live as slaves. Okay, unknown slavery. So you don't take time out to learn this stuff. They they were already paid already. Okay. This also goes to mortgages. Your mortgage already came out of this account already. So when you're paying that monthly mortgage, you're double. It's called double dipping. That's against the law. You're already paying. Now, especially if you have MERS on your mortgage, MERS is the mortgagee. You're labeled as the mortgager. Okay. That's like they have the obligee and the obligor on this document here. Obligor's name, and they have the obligor. So where there's an obligor, there's an obligee. All right. So in this situation here with MERS, not to sidetrack, but with MERS, you can't have a contract with MERS because MERS is a computer system. So they have MERS as the mortgagee, as whom you are bonded to. So MERS has the bond of your mortgage, but MERS is a computer system. So that's major fraud right there. Just for anyone that's paying a mortgage, who are you paying it to? When they say that you owe a mortgage, it's fraud. All of it is fraud. Anyway, but let's keep going though. So this here, it makes you wonder what has all these immigration lawyers been really doing all these years. Then I remember I used to listen to Link Up Radio when he's with Spar and Bernstein, and like I don't know if they look. I don't want to say they didn't know, and I don't want to say that they do know, but how you not see this big fraud? How you a lawyer for all these years and not see this? How? Like this is crazy. All right. But anyway, let's keep going. So let's break down the this is another form, right? So uh I was like I said, I was just doing some digging and we came across this Department of Homeland Security, US Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Again, you don't see nothing about America on here. You see nothing about America on here. Okay? Nothing. And again, this information that I'm breaking down, it only applies to those whose ancestry is originally from the Americas. It doesn't apply to nobody else. So if you are titled those who are titled as African Americans, Black, West Indian, Caribbean, those are the ones whose ancestries are originally from the Americas. Okay, this information don't go. It doesn't go for anyone else because they can't use it because their ancestry is alien. You can have 10 million children that's born here, as long as your forefathers and mothers did not originally come from here and they came here through colonization. You are still alien to here. That's law, and that will never change. Okay. So this goes to those who they wrongfully identify as African American, Black, colored, Negro, West Indian, Caribbean. Okay, this is who this applies to. All right. Now look, I found this here. I didn't even make it past this right here because I started reading here and it says here, Department of Homeland Security, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, application for a stay of deportation or removal. So this is the instructions for the application for the stay of deportation if you don't want to be deported, right? But again, here's what raised the red drew a red flag here. A decision in a state of deportation or removal application is within the sole discretion of the Secretary of Homeland Security or his or he or her designee, including the field office director. You may not appeal his or her decision. Yeah, okay. Who may file this application? Anyone ordered, deported, or removed from the United States. Again, red flag. Where is America? It says nothing about America because the United States is not America. The United States is a corporation. Okay? That is the United States. It's a corporation. Has nothing to do with the land. All right? So again, anyone ordered, deported, or removed from the United States may apply for a stay of deportation or removal under 8 CFR 241.6. Fill out a fill out a separate application with required documentation. Now I didn't make it past this because as you can see here, I highlighted this code and I did pull up the code. Uh, Give me a sec. I did pull up the code and it took me to Cornell. It took me to a Cornell law. One second, y'all. Let me go back to it. One second. Okay. Rolling, rolling, rolling down the river. Doop, 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 doop. Dun, 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 dun. What the hell? What was that? There we go. Administrative stay of removal. Pay attention. Now we could. I'm gonna put this code. I'm gonna put the link in the chat also. Right. I'll put the link in the chat for you guys. Come on. Did it freeze? All right, so I see that the on the computer the screen is blurred, but on my phone the screen is clear. So if you're using a mobile device, the screen should be clear. I don't know why it looks blurred on the computer. All right, but anyway, there's a link. Come on, where is it? Why doesn't it come up? All right, here goes the link to the code for you guys right there, and I'll put the link to the code also right down below the Teespring link down here in the description box. All right. So I'll put the link to it down here. Matter of fact, let me see if I can put it here now. Let's see if it'll let me put it there now. We'll do it another time. I'll do it afterwards. Okay. So let's go back to this here now. I'll do it when I'm finished. So here we go. Administrative state of removal, right? Again, this is public information. This is public information. All it took was a Google search and it popped up on Google, which operates on a public broadcasting system. Okay. All internets operate on a public broadcasting signal, which is free. This is why YouTube don't charge you to join YouTube. But when they add certain features like to watch movies and stuff, they charge for those things, right? Because they operate on a public broadcasting system, a free signal. Free. That anyone could create an application or a broadcasting channel for because it's free. All right, so 8 CFR 241.6 administrative state of removal. Any request of an alien under a final order of deportation or removal for a state of deportation or removal shall be filed on Form I-246. Stay of removal with the district director having jurisdiction over the place where the alien is at the time of filing. Jurisdiction is the facility, okay? Jurisdiction has nothing to do with the land. The facility, which is a subsidiary of the United States Incorporated, meaning the facility is a branch of the United States Incorporated, so they have jurisdiction over the building, not the land. And if you are identifying as a subject, a citizen of the United States Incorporated, then they have jurisdiction over you also as well. Okay? Then they have jurisdiction over you also as well. You have to renounce that. All right. You have to understand this is why they tricked you for so many years to identify yourselves as African American and Black, because those are property of the United States Incorporated. So they kept you enslaved. All right. They took you away from your nationality and gave you a corporate title. You can thank Jesse Jackson for that. Jesse Jackson brought that whole African American stuff wham bam on you in the 80s. It was him and three other Negroes. Okay. But anyway, so it says or removal shall be filed on Form I-246. State of removal with the district director having jurisdiction over the place where the alien, right? Now let's click on alien right here, what they're saying alien is. Alien, the term alien means any person who is not a citizen or national of the United States. Now pay attention, right? So remember what I titled this. Aliens have landed with their alien laws, right? This is why I titled this. So, because you identify as property of the United States, right? You have this foreign entity, which now on you, the original inhabitants of the land, now gave up your nationality to identify as the foreign entity's property. Now the foreign entity has jurisdiction over you. But if you stuck with your nationality, this term right here, the term alien means any person who is not a citizen or national of the United States. Now this term right here will make you an American national. There's no such thing as a United States national because the United States is not a land, nor is it a nationality, right? Now it will make you an American national. So can an alien come to America with their foreign policies and deport an American national from America? No, that means if they're going to deport you from America, they're going to have to send you all the way on the other side of the world to a place that you are foreign to. And they can't do that. So the foreigners, the aliens, is the United States Incorporated. And this is why, even with the Moors, when you see the Moors go at these offices at times, right? And this is where I'll speak in a positive light here. You hear them say, where's your delegation of authority? Where's your green card to these police officers, these policy officers, these policy holders? You hear them say, where's your, and people look at them like they're crazy. They're not crazy, because the Moors know that the Moors are subjects, citizens of the Kingdom of Morocco, which is contracted with the United States Incorporated. That means they have a treaty. Okay, they have treated with them to keep the peace. So anytime one of these policy agents approach a Moor, they are breaking the peace. They are violating the treaty. So this is why the Moor will ask them for their green card, because the Moor understands that they are foreign to the Moor, because the Moor is of a Moroccan citizen. Moors are. They're not American citizens. They're Moroccan citizens, okay, which is of the Kingdom of Morocco. The United States Incorporated is foreign also to the Kingdom of Morocco. So these are two foreign entities that has contracted with each other. But to keep each other in check, when one tries to violate the other, now you got to ask them for certain things. Where's your delegation of authority? Now, what is the delegation of authority? That means you, the national, literally would have to give up your rights to these people to act on behalf as you. You gave them authority to act as the person responsible or in charge of your estate, which would be like an executor, a grantor, a settler, so on and so. But you didn't do that. So when they come and they're trying to enforce policy on you, they're coming in fraud. They're operating as fraud. So if someone dies from them trying to enforce their foreign policy upon you, that is murder, that is fraud, that is all sorts of things, and there is no there's no limitation on on fraud. Okay. This is why they ask them for that. This is why they ask them for those documentations. So people see that and be like, "Oh, they're crazy." No, they're not crazy. They know why they're asking for those documents. They're not crazy. Okay. Yes. At Iron 5. Honor, brother. Wasn't there 3? Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, and who else you put? Andrew Young. Wasn't there was a female in the mix, and God damn it. It was 4. There was a female in the mix. Also, it was 3 males and 1 female. Right? That was in the mix. Yes. I think Coretta Scott came. No. Was it? It might be. That I'm not sure. On Death to Self. But you might be right. So yeah, those are the ones that brought the African American title to you. All right? And tricked you out your nationality. When if you pay attention and you read the Dr. King Civil Rights Act real carefully, he marched for the rights of Indians. But again, that act don't mean nothing still. Even if it still had Indian in the all over the title, it still wouldn't mean anything, because you went to a foreign entity asking them for rights, something that they could easily take away from you because they're foreign to you, and it's still theirs. You see what I'm saying? It's not yours. You already have your creator given rights. You don't need to ask anyone for rights. What they were supposed to do was make sure that the safety, make sure that these people were punished for violating all of their creators given rights, their inalienable rights, because their rights was already secured underneath even the Constitution, the 1776 Declaration of Independence. Okay. So, this is what people need to know. So even that the Civil Rights Act it was all those people went through all of that for nothing. But that's why they got rid of Dr. King, because he was waking up to that. He woke up to that, and another pastor set Dr. King up. Could you believe it? And he confessed to doing it, and he's still walking. I don't know if he's still here, but last time I checked, he was walking around all willy nilly. But anyway, so back to this. So when I typed in this code, it brought me over to this, right? Then when I hit next, it brought me over to this. It's loaded a little bit slow. To 8 CFR 241.7, self removal, right? Self removal. It says a district director, the deputy executive associate commissioner for detention and removal, or the director of the Office of Juvenile Affairs may permit an alien ordered removed. Now, again, the U.S. is a corporation. You see, if you are from Hungary, if you're from the Middle East, right? If you are from anywhere from the African coast, if you are anywhere from the Middle East, Asia, anywhere in that what they call the Eastern Hemisphere, then they have all right. The US Incorporated has all right to deport you because they brought you here as US property. They brought you here from over there as US property. Okay? So you're their property. And the US is a foreign entity that comes from the Eastern Hemisphere. So they have all right to deport them back from the US from off of American soil because these people are not originally from here. You could be 5 generations in here right now. If you go back in your history, you'd be like, well, my great grandfather and great grandmother, they came from Syria 150 years ago. Boom, on both your mother and your father's side. Notice again, I said it, on both your mother and your father's side. Then you're foreign, you're alien to here, so the U.S. can deport you. But if you have some form of lineage in the Americas, right, on either your mother or your father's side, one of them are original descendants of the original people. And we're talking about these Native Americans. They're not originally from America. The Native Americans that you see now today that they push up in your face on the news, on TV, those are not original Americans. Those are foreigners. Those are aliens, colonizers. Okay? But if you have either on your mother or your father's side or both parents' side original ties to the original Negroes of the Americas, then you are an American. So the U.S. Incorporated cannot deport you from America. Now that makes the U.S. Incorporated alien to you. And by the 1776 Constitution, right, of anything that is foreign to the American, to you, the natural person of the land, cannot lay down their foreign laws or policies upon you. That means they can't deport you off of the land and say, well, we're going to stick you onto this island anyway. They can't do that. That's against the law. So if you did time in prison for even murder, right, and you did your time, matter of fact, you know what? If you did time in prison and you did your time, period, you did your time, and you're supposed to be released from prison as an original American or the descendant of an original American, and you did your time and you're expected to be released, and then next minute you know, before your time is even up, you see this ICE agency come and get you and say, hey, we're going to bring you over to ICE. But hey, before we deport you, we need you to fill out this application right here, and we need you to sign off on it. Don't you sign that. You're signing off on something saying that you're not only alien to that foreign entity, but you're alien to this land, to this hemisphere itself, which gives them the authority now to deport you. Okay? But if you have fulfilled your sentence, you paid back your dues according to law. So if they take you from one facility and trap you into another facility, that's human trafficking, that's kidnapping. I mean, in my opinion, I mean, I am of the notion that if I was sentenced to 5 years in prison and I did my 5 years in prison and it's supposed to be released because if I did the crime and I paid the time, I paid my dues. Then next minute, you know, this agency is going to come out of nowhere and say, hey, we're taking you now. right? And they lock you up in another facility, but they're saying, hey, you can stay, you can stay here, but we're not going to let you out of here. You can stay here, but if you sign this, we just send you back to this island here, or send you back to here and there, wherever it is that we believe you come from. Now they need your permission. You see what I'm saying? That's kidnapping. That's human trafficking, in my opinion. Because if by law I did my time, I paid my dues, and I'm supposed to be released, who are you? But you know what that is? It goes back again to that bond certificate, that birth certificate, that bond account. They now are the other branch of the U.S. Incorporated is now dipping into that account because they've been switching that account, trading that account, that certificate, that surety bond on the stock market for years. So it accumulated millions of dollars, hundreds of millions. Some even has billions in it. So this is how the stock market stays afloat. Okay. This is how places like YouTube is ran, right? Because they are now made public on the stock market through surety bonds. This is how mortgage companies are ran. When they're talking about estates, the estate, they're also talking about the living, breathing person, which is you. You are also the estate, which is the estate. Okay? All of these things. So when you're going into these forms, man, there's certain words that you have to look for. So when they talk about alien, you got to know what alien is. When they're talking about bond, right? Now let's go to where's my Bouvier? Didn't I have the Bouvier up? What's going on here? I thought I had the Bouvier up. Hold on, yeah. Give me a second. Let me see if I can go into the Bouvier. Thought I had the Bouvier up. 1 second, yeah. Um, let's see, is this it? Come on. Okay, I found it. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let's hit back to screen share. Oh, honor, Q, rainstorm, honor, big scoop, honor to you, honor, Miss Nia, honor. All right, so the Bouvier. Bond. His bond. Back. What's that? Back bond. Back bond. A bond given by one to a surety to indemnify such a surety in case of loss. That's something else too. We'll go over that another time. I just peeped something else right here. I love this book. This law book. I love this book. Again, all of this is public information. You just I still ain't get the alert yet, Q, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like and you know I always say that when I go live, I'm supposed to get notifications myself when I'm live on my phone. I still haven't gotten the alert yet to tell me that I'm live. So, you know, I already know what it is. And then after I played the give me a second, let me put my phone to charge. After I played that Caligula stuff, they try to send me some notification of some child policy and a whole bunch of stuff, child this and child that. But I guarantee you they didn't send it to the dude that has over 3 million views on that pornographic entire Caligula movie on his YouTube channel. They ain't sending none of that shit. But anyway, so we're going to get into this here. Okay. So anyone that know by law what birth is? Birth, the act of being wholly brought into the world. The whole body must be detached from that of the mother in order to make the birth complete. All right. But if a child be killed with design and maliciously after it has wholly come forth from the body of the mother, although still connected with her by means of the umbilical cord, it seems that such killing will be murder. And you got it seems that unless the child be born alive, it is not properly a birth, but a carriage. Okay? So again, even when the mother pushes that baby out of her womb, they're still going to give a birth certificate for it, but the birth certificate is going to be in all caps because the all caps means death. Okay? So it's really a death certificate. All right? Now let's go down and find bond. Bond. Show you what bond is. Bond. Contract. An obligation or bond is a deed. Okay? Now, pay attention. Because when the county clerk office is telling you they only deal with deeds, bonds, births, death certificate, they talk about the birth certificate, which is a death certificate. And again, a bond is also a contract, okay? And a deed. A deed is also a contract. So it can be a deed can be any form of contract. A bond can be any form of contract, okay? Bond, contract, an obligation or bond is a deed whereby the obligor, right? Obligor. Now remember the word obligor. Obligor is here on this form, which is this form is what is this? I-392. That's the form right here. The notification of departure of alien bonded obligor's name. Okay. So they want the obligor's name. The obligor is one who is bonded to another. So that will be, I believe, your whoever the deported party is to be deported name. They want here. So if you don't fill this out, they can't deport you. If you don't fill out their applications, they can't deport you. Well, they're not supposed to. Okay, I ain't gonna say that they can't. They're not supposed to. All right. So bond contract, an obligation or bond is a deed whereby the obligor obliges himself, his heirs, executors, and administrators to pay a certain sum of money to another at a day appointed. What I tell you, bond account. That birth certificate is a bond certificate, which is attached to a corporate account that these people took out with your name, but it's not considered to be your name because they put it in all caps, which means a corporate entity or a dead entity. Okay, so that's there. So when you're going through all of these courthouses, 99 or 98% of these courthouses aren't actual courthouses. These are not actual judges that you're in front of. All right. These are what you call bill collectors, debt collectors, or whatever you want to call it. Right. Policy collectors, right? Sucking money from out of this account. So when you go and the judge says, John Henry Doe in all caps. That's how it's written down in all caps. And you go, here, Your Honor, you just agreed to being that dead entity. So whatever punishment they slap on that dead entity, now you're going to have to serve it because the judge is acting as this. Look, a bond again, contract, an obligation or bond is a deed whereby the obligor obliges himself, his heirs, executors, and administrators. Now, the judge is acting as an administrator for your estate or an executor for your estate. So when the judge is casting out judgment, he's acting as if he or she is you in the natural sense of the living, breathing man in the sovereign capacity. The judge is acting as if he or she is you. Okay? So when you're going to these to this here, they're doing the same thing. Here, they're acting on behalf of you. So they're making a decision as if it's you that's making the decision, but they're saying, well, send the person to so and so and so. Send them off. Send them away. No, they can't come back. But they're doing it as if they are you. Then they go and they dip into your bond account, which is your that birth bond, that birth certificate account, which is the surety bond that they trade on the stock market. So when the stock market says that it deals with estates, the estate is you. Okay, that physical body, that flesh body. So remember, you're the soul. You inhabit that vessel. So that vessel is the estate. Okay. I told him all that. He moved it to the Supreme Court. What Supreme Court did he move it to? Because if they're not dealing with the Supreme Court in Pennsylvania as a living, breathing man, and they go to that DC Supreme Court, that DC Supreme Court is not for living people. That DC Supreme Court is a corporate court. I broke this down to folks already before. That DC Supreme Court is a corporate court. You have to go back to where the 1776 Declaration of Independence took place in the first Constitution took place at, and that's where the Supreme Court in that part of the land is at, which is the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. That has to do with the living, breathing man. Okay? Anything else has to deal with the corporation. So when you're going to that Supreme Court, you still gave up jurisdiction to these people. That Supreme Court is acting on behalf as if it is you. It's not acting on your best interest. It is acting as if it is you. So they could sway either way. That's why no real punishment ever comes out of that court. When people went to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court denied us. Why? Why did it? Because it's a corporate court. It's for the corporation. That's why. Honor born for you. Honor. Corey Sly, honor to you. So this is what people must understand. Right? Now, what is an obligor? Right? Let's look up what an obligor is. Let's go to the etymology dictionary. Obligor, person who binds himself to another by contract. So their contract is an offer to contract. All right. So any form that you receive from ICE they're offering to contract with you. They're not going to tell you, hey, we're offering a contract with you. You can contract with us if you so choose, if you so feel free to contract with us. But if you don't feel free to contract with us, the longer we hold you here, it's literally kidnapping, and you can press charges against us for kidnapping because you did not contract with us. So we're technically not supposed to be holding you here. Okay? Not supposed to be. And if you get snatched up by ICE, do not give them your birth certificate or your passport. Do not let your family members give them none of those stuff. None. Don't give them those things. But anyway, so obligor. By the etymology of obligor, one of the etymology meaning of obligor is person who binds himself to another by contract. Agent, noun in Latin form, obligee. Okay, so the agent will be the obligee. The obligee will be the ICE agent who is contracting with you, the obligor. Okay, so the obligee, the ICE agent is offering you to contract via the way of this form. So if you go and you fill out that form, and especially if you don't understand what it is that you are doing, then you agree to contract with them, which now you are bonded. BONDED, bonded with them. You're tied in a contract with them now. Right? And you also gave them power of attorney over you. by making them administrator for your estate. So because they now have power of attorney, they made the decision to deport your ass, because that's what a power of an attorney can do. They're making the decisions for you as if they are you. Okay? Understand this, man. So when you guys are thinking these words have a specific one, these words have like regular meaning, you have to always go back into your law dictionaries, etymology dictionaries, and look up back the definitions of these words, right? The original meaning of these words. So when you go into etymology dictionary, you also now go over to your law dictionary, because these businesses, these entities, they deal with legalese. They don't deal in the regular English language or speech level. It's how you deal with it. The form of language, how you call the regular form of language is how you deal with in your everyday life. No, they speak legalese, law language or legal language, right? So these people, they operate also under color of law, not actual law. It's color of law. But they tell you law in your face. That's also a lie. That's not law. It's color of law, because they know you don't know how to come back and break this shit down. Okay? They know that. All right? So this is what it is. What else was I to show you guys? I think I pretty much covered it. It's just for you guys to go do your research now, right? And make sense out of what it is that's going on here. What I wanted to show, let me see if I could get one pulled up, because I don't have it. I put everything on my external hard drive. Just to drive my point home. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a sec. So I'm just going to share real quick. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to see if I can find one of the original maps, right? Because I have everything on my external. Like I said, I was supposed to do this on the D Live later on tonight, but I just decided to do it now. All right, so I'm not fully prepped yet. I was getting prepped, but yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to pull it up now. All right, give me a sec. If I hear noise in the background, that's my dog drinking water. 15, 16. Damn, 4 pages. All right. It's gonna take me a few minutes, y'all. Give me a few minutes. Pull some of this stuff up. It's a lot. Let's see. So if I can filter out some of these stuff. I didn't realize it was that much pages. There's a specific book that I'm looking for. If I can't find it, I'll just redo again. I'll just do the live on the D Live tomorrow with the maps, the phone with the maps, because people need to understand like what America is, right, and what deportation is of the original Americans. So you can't take a North American say that's in Canada, but you're going to deport them from out of Canada back to North America because by law, the maps, even by the maps, the original maps, Canada, Canada, hey, cut it out. What's happening outside ain't none of your business. By law, Canada, and by right, Canada is America also. Give me a second, y'all. Hey, cut it out. I'm trying to find this book. Like I said, if I can't find the book, y'all could just go back through like my old videos and y'all will see maps, tons of maps of the Americas, and you see the imagery that they have on these maps. Right? They have Afro people with bows and arrows, Negroid people, dark complexion, brown complexion people of the Americas. Hold on, I think I might have found one. This might be it, but this is over 1,000 pages. All right, forget it, y'all. What I'll do is tomorrow on D Live, I'll pull up all the maps, well not all, but I'll pull up some maps that I have of the Americas again and show it to you guys. All right. Because every time I come back on this site here, a lot of stuff gets changed around and buried, and then you gotta start digging real deep for this stuff all over again, and it just makes absolutely no sense sometimes. Right? Or if anyone out there got links to the maps, just y'all could drop it in the chat also as well, because I know a good portion of y'all have, and I shared some of the links with you guys. Oh, I think I just found it. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, all right. I found one of the books. So give me a sec. Let me go over to it. Speaking of the devil. Oh man. All right. Let me hit back to screen share. Let's hit back to screen share. Wow. Okay. So let's get to it here. Where we are. All right. I want you guys to peep something. These are maps of the Americas that they drew. Now, map of New Jersey. Now, this is Jersey, what they call Jersey today with an E, J-E, but back then they call it Jarsey. You see the Negro here with the afro, the bow and arrow? This is the original Indian right here. Okay? This is the original Indian here. This is who's taken the Indian's place, right? Because later on in the future, they're going to start calling you African American and black and all sorts of stuff away from this. Okay? And this is an actual map. And this map was created by New Jersey by John Seller in 1675. Okay? So they're speaking of the Jersey Indians. This is a Jersey Indian here. Now they did delete that clip from YouTube. The Lenni Lenape people said that they went to sleep this complexion, and when they woke up this complexion right here, the pale complexion, meaning they were being bred out, genetic genocide. Okay, that's what was happening to them. All right. So when people still say here now, some idiot will say, "Oh, but these are Africans. You remember the Africans came all the way over from Africa, and they came from Africa, and they were the Olmecs." Shut up. That's not true. None of that is true. Your master teachers lie to you. They don't know what they was talking about. The person that was almost close was Ivan Van Sertima, and then he started clamming up because it looked like they went to him and paid him a visit. Like, yo, man, so keep your mouth shut. You know what I mean? Sacrifice is due the end of the month. You don't want to be that sacrifice, man. Right? Because the empires in the Americas are older than the empires in Africa. That's a fact. The oldest empires in the world is here in the Americas. That's a fact. Okay? So it makes no sense for a man to leave his house and go to another man's house and build it up, then go back home and build up his. All right? So this is a map of Jersey. Let's keep going through. Let's come on, scroll down. Here we go. Keep going. Now, here. Again, this is also here another map of the Americas. This whole book is a map of the America, all right? Let me give y'all the link to this book, right, also as well. So people don't say, well, nah, he full of shit. It's called The Early Maps of North America, all right? The Early Maps of North America. Now, we also have books that covers the entire Americas. Now, we're going to put this in the comment section for you guys. Give you guys a link. All right. Make sure that you guys have it. Why isn't it? What's going on here? Oh, they won't give me the link. They only giving me the name to paste. Hold on. Let's go back here. Oh, I'm bugging. All right, so let's go back now. Make sure you guys got the link. These are all proof. So there was no United States back then. There was none of that. All right. The U.S. is a corporation. There's the link to the book of maps right there. Okay. Now, down here. Now watch this. As you can clearly see, this one is showing the Gulf of Mexico. All of this is America. All of this is America. All of this is America. One continent. And the islands of the Americas, California, coming down. Now watch. Let's keep zooming. Let's keep zooming. P. Parker, honor. It's blurred. I thought it would be a little clearer. I wonder if there's another view I could put it on to make it look a little clearer. Damn, I don't remember which one, but anyway, let's get into it. Still, we can still make do. So over here, you see Cuba. This is Cuba right here, right? Over here, you see what they call Jamaica here, right? Well, it's Saint Dominique. Saint Dominique is what is now today call Haiti, the entire island. There's no such thing as the Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic is a corporate entity also as well. Okay, Hispaniola was one of the names that one of the oldest names, or Haiti with an A is what the island is called. Okay, the entire island. So that should tell you who are the original inhabitants of the island right now, or of the island, which is the Haitians, right? So Saint Dominique, which is Haiti, Cuba, and Jamaica, these are all Arawak Islands right here, right? Puerto Rico, Arawak Island, okay? Arawaks, all right? So again, all of this, all of this, all of this is part of North America, right? Coming on up, all of this, the Americas, okay? This is one of the oldest, one of the original maps, okay? So when I told y'all, when I called the embassy and they tried to talk about, oh no, Jamaica's the Caribbean Sea, get the hell out of here. The Caribbean Sea is in the Americas. All right. So you have, this is Jamaica here. This is Haiti, Cuba here, right? So on other maps, it will show a sand barge coming around like this, like a sand barge. Now the sand barge is Jamaica is within the sand barge is here, and then within the sand barge you see a bunch of water, right? So so a sea can be a lake, a pool, right? The sea is a large body of water. Okay. Now, Jamaica is within that. So they try to segregate Jamaica from the entire Americas, talking about it's a part of the Caribbean Sea, but it's right smack dab in the what is this? Is this the Atlantic or the Pacific? I think this is the Atlantic side. The Atlantic Ocean, which is which is the northern part of America. Okay. So all of these are islands of the Americas. Now, to kill the whole Columbus story, because they said when Columbus came here, right, he came straight to Barbados. Here it goes. Barbados, Haiti, Cuba, Jamaica. Those four places. Now, peep, to show you that Columbus didn't get lost and that Columbus looked like he'd been here many times before, what they're giving you, because Columbus had passed all of these lands here, all of these little islands here, all of these, every single one of these, all of these places here, and come up into these places and come to all of these places here. So we have to understand that they give you half the story and hold back half to leave some form of mystery or confusion to you. But when you're looking at these maps, you could break down and you could get through the bullshit that they've put in front of you. All right. Now let's keep going. Let's get into some more maps. Okay, what does this have to do with immigration? You're American. You can't deport an American from America. That's the whole point. Let me shrink this. Bring it back down so I can see it more clear. Okay. Oh, French. Let's go back. I think I missed a couple. There's another oh damn it. Oh, this is Georgia. They're showing the parts of the states, the mainland. On that. I think I missed a couple. Unless it's in the other book. All right. So, like I said, on the D Live, I'm going to pull up a couple more books where, the proof is in the pudding, the proof is there. Okay. Here's another map here. I'll try to pay attention to this map here. You think that this is not a slave here. These men that you see here, these men are not slaves. And in history, they tricked you to believe that these men are slaves. Here's another one here in his boat, rowing up, coming up to the shore right here. Okay. At this time, there was commerce going on. This here is because the businesses that was at the ports, at the waterfronts, our people controlled them at the time. These people were the consumers. Okay. These people that you're seeing here, they were the consumers. They came and they traded and they bartered with us at one point before the whole colonization. Yo, we just want to come and take all your shit away from you type of stuff. All right. So this you're seeing tradesmen, craftsmen, masons. These are the original masons. You're seeing the tradesmen, the craftsmen, the masons, these men that you're seeing here. And this is tobacco that you see here, right? Because again, our people controlled us the whole hemp tobacco industry at one point. We control that. That's why now they talk about it's illegal and they bust your sons and daughters and give them prison sentences for something that's not even illegal. That's just a policy because they need to take it out of your hands so that they can have the monetary value of the worth of what it's worth. Okay. So these ain't slaves. Let's go back. Let's make this a little small. Okay, here's another map here. This map here is 1699 North America. It says about 1699. Right? Pay attention. Let's zoom in. This is the Antilles. This map that's showing. Like if you're on your mobile device, it's showing clear. I don't know if it's showing blurred on if you're on like your laptop or your desktop, but on the mobile device, it's clear. Right? It's clear to a point. All right, so here you go. Here, it's showing you Hispaniola, which is what they call Saint, aka Saint Dominique, which is what they call Haiti today. Right? Here you got Cuba again. And how they spell Cuba is Cubai, Qubai, right? And here, where's Jamaica? Here they have see they don't even spell Jamaica with a J, they spell it with an I here, which is Jamaica, right? Here. And again, they called it what? North America. They called it North America. Okay. So, folks, you have to wake up. The West Indies is part of America. These are the islands of the Americas. Okay. So when you're sitting there, when you yourself are talking about, America is foreign and then foreign people, you made yourself a foreigner to your own homeland. So these people are just going off of your word and deporting your ass back on the island prison. Okay. There's a lot of island folks that's in Nova Scotia, i.e. Canada, right? You know why we're so drawn to it? Because a lot of our ancestry also comes from there. That's why we're so drawn to it. And that's why when you see a lot of the places in Canada discriminate against Negroes when Negroid people when they see us there because they know who we are. And the fear is, are they trying to come back and get back land here? Oh, let's make it difficult for them to get land here. Because they know that the lands that they inhabit those lands through illegal means. And they have no way of proving that they are the original inhabitants of that land because this is their maps. This is their maps. North America, about 1699. That's the year. They drew these maps, not you. They drew these maps. This is their maps. Costa Rica, Honduras, their maps. Hispaniola, St. Germans is what they call Puerto Rico. And here it goes right here, Puerto Rico. St. Germans. Okay? Caribe. The lead word. Dominico. Guadeloupe. Martinique. Barbados. All America. That's nothing to do with no British Isles. When they talk about British Isles, that's because the corporate name that they created, corporations are taken over by other corporations through paperwork. That's to tell you that these places were taken over through paperwork, right? Not the island, but the corporation, okay? Through paperwork, paper documentation. So, if you got caught slipping and you owe a substantial amount of taxes, and this company comes and pay off your taxes and work out this deal with whoever you was leasing your company from, they now did a corporate takeover and they took over your corporation. This is why some of these places are called the British Isles of, and so on and so. It's not exactly the land itself. It's just the corporation that is underneath the stock exchange. Okay? So you have all sorts of agents that's telling you that you're African Americans, you're black, you're Taino. No. That's not true. You just need to wake up. Oh, but I did the DNA test. The DNA test said what? You come from what part of Ethiopia? What part of Ghana? Did the DNA test give you the name of your grandparents? Your grand uncle, your grand aunt over there? No, it didn't. You know why? Because the DNA test is a scam. You have to go through etymology, genealogy. You have to go through genealogy for us digging into the public records, digging into your ancestral records, digging into the archival records of the island or the land of which you are familiar with, which you are from, right? You have to dig into those records, into the places of those records, mom's and pop's last name. Then the next thing they told you, oh, that's that name that you have, that's a Caucasian name. The slave master gave you that name. That's not true neither. None of that shit is true. You learned that damn thing that from Roots, and Roots wasn't even a true story. Roots was something fictitious made up by a fake Ashkenazi Jew and stolen by Alex Haley. That's why when Alex Haley died, he didn't die with the masters for Roots. The Caucasian dude family got it. So you learned that whole thing when they was whipping Kunta Kinte, calling him Toby. That's where you got the Caucasian. The Caucasian gave us that name, gave us that slave name. None of that shit is true. None of that is true. Okay. So you can't. The proof is in the pudding. Here goes the maps. Can't deny proof. So when you're confronting the embassies and asking them, yo, why my passport don't have American on it? Why it has so and so? Why is this? Why do you spell it so and so? But on the maps, on the original maps, it's spelled so and so. Why do you have address on these applications here? But when you go and you look up the meaning of address, let's get into it. Let's look up the definition of address. Stop making people make up shit to y'all. Address. Dutiful or courteous approach from address. And from French, adresser, from the verb in French, meaning power of directing one's actions and conduct, is from the 1590s, meaning act or manner of speaking. To is from the 1670s, sense of formal speech to an audience. So what the fuck is this? Excuse my language. What the hell is this? Why they got field office address here? When address, what they're looking for, It's a location for them to put, or you to put a location here, but that's not the definition of address. This is fraudulent grammar. That's fraudulent grammar. And again, look, anything in a box, this is a contract. So anything in a box in a contract does not exist. That's the four corners rule. Anything in a box, anything in brackets does not exist. That's the four corners rule. Again, if I was you, I'll go research what the four corners rule is and go do an in-depth research on it. I gave you the name of it, the four corners rule. Go research it, right? Again, anything in a box does not exist. Okay? Check the box. 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 Does not exist. That's law. Okay. So, man, know what y'all doing when y'all dealing with ICE. These ICE agents out there. All right. Know what you're doing. And then if you're telling someone that you don't identify as something and this is what you identify as, and they still put it in the system, something that you did not tell them, that's also fraud. Right? They can't classify you or write down what they think or believe you to be. All right? As far as nationality. Okay? Just got to start changing your statuses and get your stuff put on the public record. Right? Yeah, if you're in the islands, you see the governor general. The governor general is the custodian to your estate. The governor general is there to manage your estate until you come off the age of maturity, until you come off the understanding of this information. Then you take it over from the governor general. Okay, and then you're supposed to let him or her know that, hey, you know what? I'm fully competent now to manage my affairs. No longer need you. What you can do for me though is make sure that I have my travel pass, which is my passport that states that I am an American national, and not have this corporate construct called Jamaica on my passport, because there's no such thing. And then you know how to use the maps, the evidence that you have to prove your point. Okay. You're here on the mainland. You're going through the Secretary of State. The job of the Secretary of State is to deal with foreign affairs, right? Both corporate and non-corporate. Okay. So yeah, there you have it, people. There you have it. Let me close out some. Let me give y'all the links to these forms, right? Just in case if people want to see these forms. Matter of fact, I'll do this. I'll just give y'all a link to the site. Give y'all a link to the site. Okay, so that's the link to the site. Okay. We can close out some of these here now. All right. Close out that too. Let me switch the I can switch the screen share now. Give me a second, y'all. Switch back to screen share. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Why won't it let me? Okay. Okay. Why is it not muting this? Why won't it let me? Okay. Okay. There we go. So that's crazy. That was crazy just now. But anyway, okay. The Governor General just shut down Shaggy Charity Works in JA because it didn't go through the Gov. That all depends on Shaggy's paperwork documentation, what Shaggy's identifying as, what his charities underneath. Like I said, if you did not go and take away jurisdiction from these people, they're going to do what they're put in position to do. This is their job. So you have to go and let them know, look, man, I'm in the age of maturity now. I totally understand this information now. I could manage my own affairs. They're corrupt ass if you have not done that, because these folks are corrupt, in my opinion. They're very corrupt. They're going to do everything they can to shut you down from doing any form of good back to or for a community, because they're using the authority that they have as the custodian of your affairs, operating as if underneath the guise as if they are you for a monetary gain. That means they're going to be selling you out to all sorts of corporate competitors, the Chinese, the Syrians, the Middle Eastern folks, your Caucasians, your Nigerians, your Africans, so on and so. They're going to be selling their surety bonds to these people. Okay. These people are going to come set up shop on your island. Next minute, you know, they're going to shut down the tourism. Tourists can't go nowhere on the inland no more of the island. The tourists are going to have to stay at the resorts. You're going to see the murder rates and killings spike out of the blue, out of nowhere, because these people are paying the little licky people in your community to spike the murder rate so that they can shut down the tourists from going into communities. It's business. But you have to go and take back your get out of their jurisdiction. You have to go and get out of their jurisdiction. So if Shaggy has not proclaimed his nationality, then he's underneath the jurisdiction of the Governor General. So the Governor General is going to shut his shit down and tax him on his shit. That's all. That's all that you see that's going on. That's all that's going on. That's it. Okay. So it's just understanding the information and knowing what it is. You see what I'm saying? And then you have a lot of these artists down there that have had the Moors went down there convincing them that they're Moors. So when they push through certain documentation now, they're feeling it because those documentations are fraudulent documentations, because our people aren't Moors from no Morocco. Our people are not of the kingdom of Morocco that they are tied to by the Treaty of Peace and Friendship over there in Africa. Not that. No, we're not that. We're Arawaks. We're not Moors. So when they proclaim to be Moors, they're committing fraud. So they're going to get shut down. They're going to get shut down. And no matter what it is that they do, until they fix their shit properly, it's not going to bode well for them. So, this is what it is. This is what it is. It's sad, but this is the times that we live in. Okay? This is the times that we live in. So again, it's just the understanding of the information. Make sure that we educate ourselves, educate our children, educate our nieces, our nephews, those who want to be educated on the information. This is the information that the Jews drill into their children's heads from they're 2 years old. This is why the Jews don't send their children to public school. Another thing, if you notice, there's a lot more celebrities coming out telling you that they don't even let their children watch television. Or after a certain time, their children can't watch television. Certain foods their children can't eat. Like Lorenz Tate says his children can't watch Power. What's her name? The Carmelo's wife. Her son can't even watch Power. But your children are watching Power, are watching all these things. They don't let their children watch nothing dealing with mainstream Hollywood. Do you know that? They don't let their children watch nothing dealing with mainstream Hollywood because they know what Hollywood is doing to the minds of the children. So, like I said, man, educate yourself, educate your child, educate those who want to learn, okay, and just continue educating each other on this information, on knowing what's going on, right? Also, folks don't know. Like I said, they make you pay for your own deportation by dipping into that birth certificate account. All right, which if it's from the UK um to Jamaica, it's I think $20,000 a head, right? $20,000 a head, which equals to over 3 million Jamaican dollars. All right, so you're paying for your own deport. It's coming out of your minor account. It's coming out of that account. Okay, that's where it's coming from. So you're paying for your own stuff. I'm telling y'all, like people hear this, people like, oh, it's conspiracy. It's not conspiracy. Out of everything that you see going on in the world today, if you think this information is conspiracy and you don't go and at least research the information, you can't call something fake or a lie without doing your research. And I don't mean, oh, let me go look at this YouTube video. And no, actually go look into the laws, the law books. Go read the law books. Go look into the history of this hemisphere. Look into the old maps. Look into the genealogy of your own family history, the documentation, the paperwork of your own family history. This is how you rebut what's going on here, all this craziness. Okay, so it's we just got to understand, man, that what's going on in front of your face, literally, like, oh, Q just put it. It's just business. It's really just the business. You just have to understand legalese and how to conduct business. That's what it is. It's business, literally. Okay. Um, we're gonna do. I did say Thursday. Thursday, we're gonna do the live on D Live, breaking down the meaning of the Watchmen series on HBO and the movie Watchmen, how it pertains to the Seminoles and the Maroons. We're going to break down what the lineage of the family tree represent in Watchmen. We're going to go in depth on the Sister Knight character, and the other character on Black Lightning, the daughter, when she's wearing the black mask and the hoodie. I forgot what they call her. I think they call her Black Raven or some shit like that. Anyway, we're going to break that down and what it has to do with what it has to do with our ancestry, what it has to do with the blood ties of our ancestry, what it has to do with the constitutional law, what it has to do with all these things, what it has to do with the theft of our genetics, okay, what it has to do with also the Caucasian tribes, right? You heard me say the Caucasian tribes, and where they come from, right? There's two different sets of Caucasians. All right, you got Caucasians that come from the Negroes of the Middle East, and you got Caucasians that them and the ones of the Negroes of the Middle East also have a secret war going on with each other, right? So it's just crazy, man. This shit is just crazy. But we're gonna get into all of that. We're going to get into all of that, to what the clan outfit in his closet meant. All right, what was the meaning of the acorn? We're going to get into what the meaning of the acorn was. What does that pertain to the Maroons and the Seminoles? The meaning of the acorn, right? Um, just to give you guys now we're going to wait till then. Right, we're going to wait till then. So, like I said, Thursday. So, if you're not subscribed or if you're not following me on D Live, the link to the D Live is right here. It's right here in the description box right here. Let me see if I can highlight it and I want it. What just happened? I did not click off on this stuff. Oh, so peep, right? This is what they started. Oh, it came back off. They started sending me some stuff about children's policy and all sorts of stuff. But anyway, let's click on the link. It's supposed to take me to the D Live. It's not supposed to take me anywhere else. So I don't know why it's taking me. Okay, here we go. It's going to the D Live now. All right, so click on the link to the D Live if you're not following me on D Live. If you're not following me, just sign up for D Live and follow me on D Live. They also have the mobile app. If you're mobile, if you're using your tablet, your cell phone, you gotta also have some form of memory space also as well, for it to operate properly, right, on your mobile device. Or you could just log on the website, right? You can log on the D Live website and follow me through there. All right, from D Live. Okay, so the link. So the link to the D Live is here. If you're looking for, if you're in your studies and you're researching and you're trying to gather more information or your studies and your research, join our Discord. There's a lot of information that's given through the Discord also as well. All right. So just make sure that, when you receive certain information, you actually go research it and study, go research the information, make sure that it's accurate. Okay. Um, we also have the Teespring store. I added the promo code to the Teespring store web address. So when you click on the web address, if you any item that you order off of Teespring, it's a $5 discount off of each item that you order. All right, on Teespring. All right, on the Teespring store. All right, so all the links is here. I'm going to put the links also in the top of the comment section. Okay, for you guys when this uploads, I'll put the link in the top of the comment section, and you can just go and click on it. All right. So yeah, but again, Thursday, I'm not sure what time I'm going to start that live on the Watchmen, but Thursday we're going to break down even what the Rorschach mask means and why they had the terrorists wearing Rorschach mask. And the reason why they use the Rorschach mask, because again, it's psychology that they're playing on your mind. Okay? That psychology that they're playing on you. But anyway, yeah. So don't forget, y'all. So don't forget again the D Live. If you're not following me on D Live, just click the link in the description box for D Live. Sign up and follow me on D Live. You can download the app for your mobile device, or you can just go on the website and follow me through there, and watch the live through the website. All right. Let me close this out here. Close that out there. And we have the link to the Discord for those who are researching and studying and looking to build on your information and have more understanding. The link to the Discord is here. And the Teespring store, let me show y'all that the promo code is added into the Teespring store. Why is it coming back to here? I think these people is messing with my stuff. They just put yeah, definitely. Because I just clicked on the D Live, it went straight to the D Live. It shouldn't. Okay, here we go. So as you can see, the promo code is added in the Teespring store address to 63500. So when it goes to the Teespring store, click on any one of these merchandises, any merchandise from the Teespring store. All right. So this here is something for kids, for boys here. We have something for the young ladies also as well, just for kids, for the young ladies here as well. This is some people's asking for the long sleeve tee. This is the long sleeve tee here. Okay, and pretty much most of the products throughout is unisexual, both for males and females. And then we have some stuff that's specifically marked for females as well. right? So this is the Teespring store. So any merchandise that you click on should be you should get a $5 discount. So like if I click on here, so we'll click on this here. See, the discount should $5 off, $5 discount. All right, so it should automatically kick in. Okay, so yeah, that's that. All right, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. So you guys, I say again, stay tuned Thursday on the D Live for the other live, and we're going to be pulling out some maps also on that D Live also as well. And I just say, just thank you guys for participating in the chat. Thank you guys for staying tuned, sharing the information. I say much love, much respect to you all. All right. And just honor to you guys, safe travels to you guys. And if you enjoyed the live, don't forget to hit the like button. All right. And I say, thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. Peace, love, light to you all. All right. For those who are still subscribing to the platform, if you're still subscribing to the platform, right? Because this is a part of what I think is also going on. With those who are also subscribed to the platform, they did change up certain things on YouTube. So go back and hit the subscription button and make sure that you click the bell that says all, right? Because they changed up certain things. Because remember, it used to be just double click and that's it. It's no longer that. When you click on subscribe, it gives you some options. So you got to click the option that says all, and you will receive you should start receiving notifications. All right. If that don't work, then we already know what it is. All right. So I say, peace to you all and thank you all for being here.